Hello and welcome to Tell the People, a program about our Catholic faith with news and information in and around the Catholic Diocese of Lafayette. I'm Stephanie Bernard. In today's show, Trista Littell has an interview with Mary Rose Verrett about important upcoming events in the Marriage and Family Life Office. Father Michael Champagne's talk is about the First Commandment, Part 3 of 3. In this segment, what it means to be Catholic. And in a conversation with Bishop Michael Gerald, Monsignor Richard Green interviews Bishop Gerald about another important topic. And now, Catholic news on this August 21st weekend. The Lafayette Diocesan Office of Development will host its annual Bishop Services Appeal Workshop and Ministry Fair on Saturday, August 27th, inside Fusilier Auditorium at the Immaculata Center in Lafayette. The event will begin with registration at 8:30 a.m. and conclude with Mass celebrated by Bishop Michael Gerald inside Immaculata Chapel at 11:30 a.m. The BSA Workshop and Ministry Fair is held each year in preparation for the annual BSA campaign kickoff, which is scheduled for the weekend of October 1st through the 2nd. The workshop is open only to clergy and parish BSA leaders in order to provide them with an opportunity to review the many programs and ministries which are funded through the Bishop Services Appeal. The workshop's agenda will include a few words offered by Bishop Gerald, as well as brief presentations from the directors of selected ministries. For additional information regarding this event, please contact the Bishop Services Appeal Office at 261-5641. The Lafayette Office of Black Catholic Ministries is now accepting registration forms from high school teenagers who wish to serve as facilitators for the 2011 African American Youth Congress, AAAYC. The AAAYC is a youth leadership training program which includes a day of cultural enrichment, seminars, planning sessions, spiritual celebrations, and keynote speakers. The orientation session for facilitators has been scheduled for Sunday, September 11th, beginning at 3 p.m. at the Immaculata Center in Lafayette. The fee for those who participate is $70 per person. Registration forms and a check or money order must be made payable to the Diocese of Lafayette and submitted to the Office of Black Catholic Ministries no later than September 11th. AAAYC facilitators must show signs of maturity, demonstrate leadership abilities, and have the ability to work with a group, including the ability to be open, flexible, have a servant's attitude, and a willingness to represent God in words and actions. Facilitators must also be selected by a youth director and or pastor and be able to attend all training sessions. Facilitator registration forms for the AAAYC may be obtained through the diocesan website at diolaf.org. Select Black Catholic Ministries from the pull-down menu located on the Offices tab and open the link to 2011 registration form for facilitators. The forms may be returned to the Diocese of Lafayette, Office of Black Catholic Ministries, 1408 Carmel Drive, Lafayette, Louisiana, 70501. Further details may also be requested by calling the office at 337-261-5635 or emailing obcm@diolaf.org. Coming up next, Trista Littell has an interview with Mary Rose Verrett about important upcoming events in the Marriage and Family Life Office.
Welcome to Tell the People, the interview segment of Inside the Diocese. I'm Trista Littell, and with me here today I have Mary Rose Verrett, Program Coordinator for the Office of Marriage and Family Life. Welcome, Mary Rose.
Thank you, Trista.
Mary Rose, what events are being sponsored by the Office of Marriage and Family Life this fall?
Well, we have lots of upcoming events, but today I just wanted to talk about a few of them, and basically the ones focused on marriage enrichment. And we have date nights, a cruise, and a marriage anniversary mass coming up. So those are the 3 events we have coming up.
Well, what about the Marriage Enrichment Series? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. It's Dr. Catherine Elliott is going to be hosting with our office a Marriage Enrichment Series, really through our office, and it's called Our Time Together, a Revitalizing Couples Night. It's a 3-part series. It's the first Friday of September, October, and November, and it'll be at the Petroleum Club starting at 6:30 p.m. And it's very affordable. It's a great date night, and some of the topics being covered are how to connect with your spouse, keeping romance alive in marriage, and how to make it through the challenges of marriage. And there's just really catchy titles for each different night, but all the information for that is on our website as well as the registration.
Now, are all ages invited of married couples?
All ages are invited. It is, though, targeted more for those during their first 10 years of marriage. But we have had couples register who have been married, 10, 15 or more years. But, it's really for any couple who wants to have a better marriage. So we would never turn someone away, no.
That sounds wonderful. What about the Married Couples Retreat Cruise?
That has been a big hit, been very popular. We've had a lot of phone calls about that. It is, I don't want to say it's filling up. We may have to increase our conference room on the ship, but we will take as many couples as we can. It's a 5-day cruise, and it takes place in October. It's October 22nd through October 27th, and it leaves out of New Orleans, and it's a Carnival Cruise Line, and it'll be Father Neil McNeil and Father Jude Halfin who will be the spiritual directors / speakers for the retreat, and the title is, or the theme, it's Marriage 101, How to Navigate the Waters of Married Life and to Make the Most of the Vocation God has Given You.
Oh, how appropriate. How to navigate the waters as
Right.
you go on the cruise.
Right.
And what's the cruise ship's name?
It's called the Ecstasy, which
That
is
was interesting.
very funny. But we didn't pick the name of the ship. We just picked the ship. And if everyone wants to know kind of when the talks will happen, the talks are going to take place while the ship's at sea. And then when the ship docks at a port of call, then everybody's free to go on an excursion or do really whatever they want, and then when they get back on the ship, the talks start up again. So, but it's nice and leisurely. They're spread out. It's not too crammed, and it's really a great vacation and retreat combination. So, if you're short on time and short on money, this is a great solution. And I don't remember the exact cost of the retreat, but it's the cruise. It's a one price, and it's really affordable. I was shocked at how cheap it was. So. If couples want to register, they can contact Globe Trek Travel at 337-477-0835, 337-477-0835, or they can go to globetrektravel.com. So they would register through Globe Trek, not through the Office of Marriage and Family Life, just to make a distinction. And then the 3-part series, they can register on our website, or they can go and call the Office of Marriage and Family Life at 261-5653, 261-5653. So those are the 2 different ways of contacting for these events.
Now, the Office of Marriage and Family Life, they hold a marriage anniversary mass each year. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Right, and that's the last thing I wanted to talk about. We hold a marriage anniversary mass. We actually hold 2 a year, one in the early part of the year and one in the later part of the year. The one in the later part of the year, the one that we have coming up, it's only for those celebrating 25 and 40 years of marriage during this calendar year. And it's going to be held at St. Mary's Church in Lafayette on Doucet Road on September 11th at 2 p.m. The bishop is the celebrant for this Mass. There's no cost for this. You receive a beautiful certificate from the diocese, from the bishop. The bishop will hand it to the couple at the Mass, and there'll be a reception following. It's a beautiful event. And if you'd like to register, you can call the Office of Marriage and Family Life. And again, it's 337-261-5653, or visit our website. You can register on our website as well. So really, our website is the place to go for information about all of these events and other events through the office. And just go to www.cmflife.org. diolaf.org, so that's diolaf.org, and then just click on the Marriage and Family Life tab.
Now, is this open to just those in the Diocese of Lafayette?
Right. For the anniversary Mass, yes, but for the other two events, no. Anybody can come from, I mean, I think there are couples from other dioceses, or I know there are for the cruise trip, so yes, you don't have to be in this diocese to go on the cruise ships. But each diocese has its own anniversary Mass celebration. So if they just call their Office of Marriage and Family Life, they'd be able to find out.
Well, you were speaking about the website, and I guess we really want to bring out to everyone's attention the value of the website and the wonderful evangelization tool it is for building, I guess, better marriages. You can find just loads of information on your website. You want to talk a little bit about what you have on there?
Oh, we have so much on our website. We have, NFP is offered, Natural Family Planning is offered through our website. Marriage enrichment, marriage preparation, young adult ministry, things for moms, things for dads, things for couples, things for singles. There's so much information. There's reading material, there's events, there's contact numbers for people for each of the different kind of themes and things that our office does. I mean, there's so much there. And then, each of the other offices of the diocese. I mean, if you just go through and look at all the different things that are offered, it's really amazing.
It's exciting that we have that to offer. I know I utilize it daily.
And really, before we had the website, it was hard to know who did what and where to go for information. And it just, now that we have the website, you can just kind of just go through and find everything. So no, it's really quite a blessing and a tool.
Well, thank you for joining us today with all of this wonderful information on how to enrich marriages.
No, thank you for having me.
And God bless you and all the families. And folks, stay tuned. There's more to come on Tell the People.
Coming up next, Father Michael Champlain's talk is about the first commandment in this segment, what it means to be Catholic.
Good morning, and welcome back to Tell the People. During our section, What It Means to Be Catholic, we're looking at the commandments. And today we have part 3 of a 3-part section on the first commandment. The first commandment being, I am the Lord your God, who led you out of the land of Egypt. You shall have no other gods before me, and him alone shall you serve. Last time we looked at faith, hope, and charity as our obligatory response to the love of God and God revealing himself, which God commands in the first commandment. And we looked at possible sins against the first commandment as they were sins against the virtue of faith, hope, and charity. This time we want to look a little further into the commandment and try to finish up this time the first commandment. But from the positive point of view, him alone shall you serve, God says. Him alone shall you serve. And this is first obligation of man before God is his adoration. And so we see the first commandment obliges us to pray. Prayer is my response in a very concrete expression of my adoration to God, of putting God, adoration is letting God be the creator and praising God for God being God, and myself realizing the nothingness of my being, and that my being exists only in relationship to God, that I'm contingent upon God creating me, holding me in existence, and loving me, and as a Catholic Christian, elevating me to the dignity of his Son, participating in Christ himself. And so that demands of me this attitude of adoration. And putting that into practice in my daily life is a life of prayer. And so if I neglect prayer of a period of time or don't pray daily, I'm sinning against the first commandment as my first obligation before God. And to live the moral life, to live the commandments, I couldn't do that without prayer. And so prayer expresses my dependency upon God. And we who do not pray don't believe that we need God. And so it's a sin against putting God first, that first commandment. Also in the first commandment, we're obliged to sacrifice, to give sacrifice, and the perfect sacrifice